extended thermal lances finishes. This is very interesting, and it does finish in time. So let's double check that. Yes, these Colossus do have a range 9, so he's got that, but he can't get Colossus right now. And if anyone listens to the pro scene at all, or listens to Qxc, one thing he has a lot of difficulty with, he says, is Colossus when they're in mass. So anywhere beyond 4 or 5, that kind of critical mass where they can one-shot almost any bio ball unit, that being the Marauder, that he gets a lot of trouble at that point. You can see he's taking down the zone rocks right now, probably creating a little bit of flow. I know Zerg players like to have a lot of flow around their units, probably because they're fast, but also it's nice when you need to reinforce things quickly, especially if Colossus are out on the table. So we can see the Protoss player is taking control of the Zelnaga. Qxc coming in with a couple Marauders, but quickly sniped by those Colossus right there. And then Axslav looks like he might try and come down and take this base. Doesn't want to lose that probe, and the probe does go down. Not a big deal, but definitely going to set him back. Probably going to take down these rocks right now. We can see Qxc is also doing the same thing. So both these players thinking, hey, I really need to take my third right now. And now that Axslav is more on even ground, he's probably, yeah, he doesn't have his base mined out because it was destroyed. And Qxc does. So Qxc really needs to expand. Maybe a little bit more so, but really both players need to be in that position. And Qxc does get these tanks, does have siege mode going on, so that he can deal with those Colossus more effectively. Any kind of Colossus push is much more easily thwarted if you have those siege tanks to help punish them, because the range of the siege tanks outranges the Colossus, and it's pretty much the only ground unit that does. So it's very important to have those if you're trying to defend against the Colossus, as sometimes your bio ball can get in trouble if there's enough Zealot and Stalkers around. And we see Qxc does scan, so he knows exactly what Axslav's doing over here. And Axslav looking to push in on Qxc's base, try to regain some economic advantage. Snipes down that Marine, maybe gonna get a couple SCVs there. Gets one, gets two, gets a third, and then doing a little bit of punishment on that command center, but not too much. Axslav does see these troops up here. He might lose his Colossus. Only gets off one shot. And these tanks are siege down here. They're gonna really punish this Protoss army. So Axslav's got to be really careful about his positioning. Let's check out these siege tanks. So if he gets into this range, then he will get punished by these siege tanks. And Qxc doing a good job moving this new tank up. So now he's extending his range, and he's able to extend that kill zone, because he really needs that. You can see these bio ball troops are going down to this Colossus, but the Vikings do an excellent job taking out that Colossus, and then just sit there after that. But a really close battle between these two right here. Axslav able to shoot down these Vikings a little bit. If he goes any closer, yeah, there's the tank blast coming in, and these troops are a little bit low on that stim. And because he's gone with these Vikings, he actually hasn't gotten medevacs to support his bio ball troops, so these troops will remain low until he replenishes it with medevacs. And here he has a couple out right now. It doesn't look like he's getting any more. Let's see how many. Yeah, he does just have these 2 medevacs, so they will be hard pressed to heal those big bio balls that Qxc has. But both players doing great economically here, line in line in terms of harvesters. And Qxc, you can see dropping those 5 mules on a gold really ramps up that that income in terms of the minerals. And here he goes, Qxc pushing out on Axslav, potentially over here in this lower base. Axslav has a Colossus, but he doesn't have too many units. I think Axslav did suffer a lot more damage in that last battle than Qxc did. Qxc doing a good job just testing it with 1 troop at a time. You can see he brought Marine in here a couple times, some back here. Really trying to figure out, you know, do I want to push on this or not? And he might be able to do a nice little siege ledge right here if he's able to slow push on this. And you see he's scanning right there. So Qxc does see what's going on. He does see the army of Axslav, and he sees, okay, I have excellent positioning right here. Really, really great timing for a push by Qxc. We'll see if Axslav is able to push this back. These Colossus are taking out that front take, taking out these lines of troops. I don't know if they'll have enough hit points to really push in though. And these Vikings are really making it hard on that Colossus. These Stalkers got to get in there and take out those Vikings. And then this Colossus comes back in, able to snipe those Marauders down. And these Stalkers just haven't been able to take out these Vikings, which are really causing a lot of trouble for Axslav's units. You can see Axslav's base isn't actually being attacked. I don't think they don't have the range for it. And probably can't even hit this pylon. I think they could see it though. And for, oh, they can hit it. So you can see the range of those tanks is just at the edge of this this arc. And then tanks, for everyone who doesn't know, they actually have longer range than their sight. I think they have a sight of about 9. 9 or 10, and they have a range of 13 when they're siege. And here he's going, Qxc pushing in, Axslav trying to defend it, gets that Colossus in there, able to snipe a tank, gets into his lines of troops. Those zealots are just really being great meat shields for these guys. And the sentries and stalkers are able to help take out these bio ball units, but this Colossus will go down, and Qxc still does have 2 tanks here. So interestingly enough, he's got 2 medevacs and 2 tanks and 2 Vikings. Just enough to hold up position, but I would expect, unless he gets reinforcements quickly, he's going to want to back off. He's going to take out that observer though. And Axslav just trying to warp in some units, trying to get some more units. You can see on this production tab, he's getting a Dark Shrine. Might try something tricky with some Dark Templar here, but Qxc just has an overwhelming army size right now. You can see 165 to 80. Qxc is in a really dominant position. He's going to push in with these Marauders on the base, snipes down the Nexus, taking out some probes with those much needed resources for Axslav, and it looks like Axslav is in a really, really bad position right now. Qxc has used these tanks and those Vikings very effectively to help counter the long range of those Colossus versus the Bioball army. Because really, if you have a mixed army like this and all you have is MMM, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. You're going to have to try and push it in. You're going to have to do a lot of micro to try and get around to the Stalkers and to the Colossus, that is. And if the Stalkers or the Zealots or the Sentries are in the way, you're not going to be able to do that micro to get to them. But if you add in those tanks and those Vikings, really balance that army. We can see, look at this massive, massive force that Qxc has right now. He's really doubling Axslav's army right now. Axslav's going to have to pull off a miracle right now, or it's going to be a GG. Look at all these Vikings that he's gotten here. 7 Vikings. He's really going to punish those Colossus very quickly. First Colossus goes down. All those Zealots are dying. Axslav's got almost nothing left, you can see right here. And that second Colossus goes down. There's the GG. So excellent game by Qxc, able to apply enough pressure and at the right time on Axslav. I don't know exactly when it happened, but he did go in on Axslav to take out this Nexus. And we can see this Nexus is rebuilding right around the 14-minute mark. So Qxc was able to push in by splitting his army right here. Let's watch this real quick. Takes those back rocks down, brings the troops here, and then kills that observer. And then we can see he splits his army. So one goes in the back, one goes in the front, and then he's just able to come in here and snipe down this Nexus. And then after he snipes this Nexus, he tries to bring in some troops down here. Really, probably not the best move on his part, but he put himself in a great position where you can see this income point. He really was able to double Axslav's income while this Nexus was being rebuilt. And so that's something huge, huge for Qxc. And then with that, he delayed Axslav enough that he could have Vikings and tanks up to really manage those that Colossus army of Axslav. So hope you guys enjoyed that game. A lot of good pressure by both players. Some really good micro there. Check out the UEN TV YouTube channel for more tips and tricks, and subscribe if you like games like this. Thanks for listening.